Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. And today we are going to be talking about a current headline that has been going around. I'm not sure if it was the Gleaner that I've seen it in, or it was the Jamaica Observer, but I'll be putting it on the screen as soon as I'm finished recording, and I'm going to edit the video so you guys can see what I am talking about. Now we are going to talk about Prime Minister PJ Patterson, or ex-Prime Minister rather, PJ Patterson, and the statement that he made about the leaders who are destroying the country today. No, I tell you guys all the time that I do not speak on anyone's side when it comes to politics in Jamaica, because I am not going to be voting for either side. I wish there was a way that the military could just come and take over the country and run the country, and neither side don't have anything to do with it. But because of diarrhea within the country, that will never happen, right? Because you're going to have the persons who are going to vote. Nonetheless, comes what may, doesn't matter what is happening within the country, they're going to vote. No, Prime Minister PJ Patterson made a statement that the government or the leaders of today is wrecking the country. No, I think Mr. Patterson needs to sit this one out. I don't think that he's the one that should be coming and talking about government wrecking any country, right? Because Mr. Prime Minister was in there for 18 years, and all 18 years of his reign, we had faced massive downfall within this country, right? When it was not Norman Manley, Michael Manley and him, he was beneath Michael Manley within the party. And when Michael Manley found out that there was some things that he was doing that were not being of whatever the party would or should stand for, he had kicked him out of it. I don't remember if it was that he had kicked him out or he had left himself. But he left, and on his way going out, he said that he shall return. Now, when he came back, I don't know what secret he had for Michael Manley at the time, but he came back as the Prime Minister of Jamaica. And since then, he has won landslide victories up on top of victories within that party. And for all that years, I always tell people, right, if you give a woman this country to run, she's supposed to run it good, especially a single mother, because they're supposed to be able to hang the money. Mr. Patterson, I know, has never been married. He's not a family person. So how can you give somebody that is not a head and cannot run a family, a country to run? Right? All the money that has left Jamaica went into Mr. Patterson's Swiss account. Right? And I am not bashing him. I am not degrading the man, but he has done his fair share of due diligence to the country in wrecking the country. So therefore, he should not be the one to come and talking about who is wrecking the country now from who is not wrecking the country. We have to borrow money from IMF after he resigned, and he made sure that when he was resigning, he hiked up the price for resigned politicians. Hiked up their salaries for resigned politicians, right? He was the one who came in, and he was the one who signed for Jamaicans to not get passport and ticket alone to go to the UK. He was the one who came in and made the country visa orientated to go to UK. We have to have a visa. It's a must. There's a lot of things that he came and he did. So he should not be the one to come and talk about we and who is mashing up the country, because after he left, there was no country, there was no return. There was no return. He's sitting on Jamaica's money right now in his back pocket. Who is he to come and say this and that about the country, the state that the country is in, whether it is deplorable or not at the moment? He was the one who had contributed a whole lot to where this country is right now. Mr. Pattison, sit this one out. You need to sit this one out. I am not going to bash Mr. Holness and bash Mr. Siaga and bash everybody from the JLP side unless I am going to be very fair enough to bash the PNP side just as well. And anybody, any side that comes and says something that I do not like, I am going to do a video about it. Because this country is getting from bad to worse because of what has happened in the past. We cannot bounce back from it in the present, and we will not bounce back in the future either, because everybody comes and does the same. Nobody is trying to make a change. None out of the two sides of the parties are trying to make a change. Everybody is filling up their back pockets and trying to ensure that they leave with enough. Their children leave with enough. Because there's no poor family in Jamaica right now that their children can get good education unless they decide that they're going to do something to beat the system. And yet when the politician goes in, their children goes overseas to study and goes to the most reputable school within the country. And it has been happening since back in the days. Why is it now that we are not uno fight for independence and uno couldn't stand up to this solid day? And I'm putting out this video on Independence Day, and up to this solid point, we cannot be an independent country. Because everybody in this country is greedy. And even if they go into the politics and say they are going to try and make a change, once they go in and they see what is happening, for them, yeah, get red, and they are going to go in and do what they see the others do. So there's no change for the country. Mr. Pattison was the one who locked down free zone that was benefiting so many Jamaicans. He was the one who took away all of the little work that people had when he let the Chinese inside of the country so they can have so much say within the country, and now we can't get them out. Nobody is trying to even get them out. When you used to have people back in the days that would go to the market, sew them clothes, or made their little small clothing with their little printries on it and go and sell it, they cannot do that anymore because everything is being mass produced. So dressmakers and tailors are competing with mass production Chinese made stuff that are not even durable. Sit this one out, Mr. Pattison. I really do think you need to sit this one out. Sit this one out. You have done enough. You don't need to comment on what is happening now. You have done your fair share. There's no politician, no head of government that goes inside of Jamaica's government sector and do good and show that the country can change. And it all started with you. Sit this one out. Guys, if you think I am making sense, you can comment. If you think I'm being biased, you can comment. If you think my video deserves a like, can you please like the video? If you have not subscribed as yet and you're listening, just press the subscription button. Share the video with who you want to share the video with, and make sure that the channel is growing, because I'll be back to talk about more stuff, because there's a lot happening that I have not spoken about, and there's a lot that is going to be happening that I would need to speak about. So until then, can you guys please have a good Independence Day? Even if the day isn't good for you, try to make it as best as possible to how you would want it to be. Walk good, be blessed, be safe, one love, respect.